Hi there and welcome to the next video. In this video, we're going to take a look at the syllabus and the course outline. I'm not going through these documents line by line because I trust that you will read them thoroughly, but instead I'm going to highlight some important points and elaborate on a couple others. Now first, let's take a look at time allotment. This is a 5-week course, so that means that we are taking 15 weeks of a typical course and condensing that down into 5 weeks. That also means that you're going to spend more time working on this course per week than you typically would in a 15-week course. So I suggest initially scheduling about 10 to 12 hours per week to work on this course. You may find you need more, you may find you need less, but this is the ballpark that I would start with as we begin the course. Alright, next here's my contact information. The best way to get a hold of me is email or call or text my cell phone. I work from home a lot, so I'm not always available in the office. I also have virtual office hours. We're going to use Blackboard Collaborate for those, and it's important that you make an appointment so we can be there at the same time. Next, the textbook. The required textbook is Access to Health 15th edition. If you have an older edition, say the 13th or even the 14th edition, that's perfectly fine. The textbook has not changed that much since between editions. And it might save you a little bit of money too. Alright, then technology requirements. This is extremely important because this is an online course. First, it's expected that you check into Blackboard and your college email a couple times a week. This is a fast-paced course, so if you don't want to get behind, you don't want to miss some important reminders or feedback, you got to check into Blackboard and then also your email frequently throughout the week. Also, as I stated in the previous video, the syllabus, the course outline, most of the assignments for this course, the instructions are all provided as links to Google Docs. You do not need a Google account, but you need to be able to access them. If you typically complete your work while you're at work at Lancaster General, if you're an employee there, you probably know that Google is blocked. So you need to be able to have these documents available if you're going to complete your work for this class while you're at work. If you'd like ideas for how to do this, just email me. Next, you'll need access to Microsoft 365, which you have as a student at PA College. I also recommend that you use the Yammer app. This is a free app you can download on your mobile device, and it makes participating in our Yammer discussions really easy. And then lastly, one thing I want to point out is Google Chrome or Firefox should be used as your browsers when you're completing the textbook quizzes. I often have students having issues taking the quizzes when using Internet Explorer. Right, next, you're going to see the activities we're going to be working on and their point value. And then I trust that you will read the communication section as well as the standards for assignment section within the syllabus. Next is the assignments and activities. I had already mentioned Yammer. Yammer is a social media tool that we'll be using for our weekly discussions. This is a private tool that we'll be using, or I guess our discussions will be private to our class and to the Yammer group that you've been assigned to. Everyone has been assigned either to Group 1 or Group 2. In a following video, I'm going to discuss more of the details about accessing Yammer and also identifying where your group is. But there's information that you can read. One important thing that I want to mention is that typically in discussion boards, you would be required to complete an initial post every week and response posts every week. This course is different. For the first 4 weeks, you are going to sign up to contribute an initial post for only 2 of the 4 weeks. The last week, week 5, everybody will contribute an initial post. And then there is a sign up available in the pre-work folder in our Blackboard course that you can sign up for the 2 weeks that you'll be contributing an initial post. Alright, and then when we scroll down here, you can see there's guidelines for contributing in our Yammer discussions, as well as for contributing your initial posts, and then also your comments and likes. As you'll see, I'm not looking for your participation to be sharing answers to essay questions. What I would rather like is concise posts and frequent, meaningful posts. I don't want you to post and run. You should be checking back multiple times throughout the week and really participating in the discussion. This isn't throwing your thoughts out there and never coming back. Your participation will be based on not only the quality of your contributions, but it will also be based on the frequency of your participation and involvement. All right, and then moving on, you'll see here you'll be completing a blog as an introduction in our course, and then every week you'll be completing journal entries. You'll also be completing multiple self-assessments in our course. This is a key component of the course. The self-assessments are in fillable PDFs, which are very tricky to use. You need to follow these directions to a T in order for your answers to save in each self-assessment. First, you're going to download the self-assessment, save it, make your selections, resave it, and then you're going to upload it. Make sure that you check your completed assessments to see that your answers have saved before you submit your assessments for grading. If you have issues with your answers saving, you can always submit a scanned copy or screenshots of your assessment. That's fine as well. Okay. All right, and then moving on, there'll be textbook quizzes. Those are pretty self-explanatory. There's also a wellness experience that you're required to complete. This is a way to encourage you to continue your wellness even outside of our course. And it's really just an activity that you choose to participate in that enhances any dimension of your overall wellness. I've listed some examples here. If you have something in mind, feel free to email me and I can let you know if that would qualify as a wellness experience. At the end of this section, it identifies that you need to share proof of completion of your activity and then also a short description of how the experience contributes to your overall wellness journey. You can complete this experience at any point during our 5 weeks together. You will share this proof and then also the short description in any of your journal entries during our 5 weeks. So if you complete your wellness experience during the first week or two of our course, then you can share that proof in your second journal entry and then you're done. Or if you complete it later on in our course, you can share it in your last journal entry and you're done. You only need to share proof and share your description in one journal entry, and that will earn you your points for this experience. So we're done with the syllabus, and now we're ready to take a quick look at the course outline. Here's our course outline. This course outline tells you exactly what we'll be working on each week, your assignments, and their due dates. All of your work is due at the end of the day that it is assigned due. So for example, your initial post in your Yammer discussion would be due at 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, or your self-assessments that are due on Sunday would be due at 11:59 p.m. Now, you'll see the first column is the date or the week that we're working in. The next column is the topic or the topics that we'll be discussing for the week. Next, you'll see a column for the assigned readings, and then also a column for any assigned or optional videos, recordings, web links, or apps. There's links to many of these within this document, so you can access them directly from here. If not, there's also links to these in the weekly learning unit folders. Next column are the self-assessments that you'll be completing, and you can see the due dates that are listed with those. And then the last column is any additional assignments or things that you should be completing. For example, in week 1, you're going to complete these self-assessments and submit them in the weekly learning unit folder. You're going to participate in the Yammer discussion, you're going to complete the textbook quiz, and then also you're going to complete the wellness journal entry. This course outline is definitely key to your success within our course. So I highly recommend either printing it out or having it someplace very handy to you. You can also use this course outline as a checklist to make sure that you've completed everything that you need every week. Right, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, you're ready for the next orientation video.